Hey guys, so if these were normal times, we would be over at Mount St. Francis this morning having our 4th day retreat. But since we can't do that, I thought just for today I would share just brief thoughts about this new normal that we're living in. I know that living in the fourth right now is probably the last thing on your mind, but I think it's really going to be important during this difficult time when connection is so much more challenging because we have to keep distance from each other. I think it's also part of the challenge is the overwhelming emotions we might be feeling as we're adapting to this new lifestyle. We're working online. There's feelings of loss and anger and grief, and all of those are normal. It makes sense. I think it's important to acknowledge what we're feeling. I know that when I name my emotions, I tame them. In other words, it normalizes it. Like, oh, this is supposed to feel icky when I'm trying something new, or this is uncomfortable or overwhelming. Like, that makes sense. It's normal to feel this way. Naming it also puts it in perspective. Like, these feelings are not permanent. The distancing is not permanent. It might feel that way sometimes, but because we're at the beginning of it, but this also, me feeling icky trying something new or doing something that's uncertain and unprecedented, doesn't mean that everything is going to be hard or that I'm terrible at everything just because I'm terrible at doing this. I'm new to all of this technology stuff, but I'm going to give it a shot. So it doesn't mean, basically naming all this doesn't mean it's going to last forever. And it doesn't mean that I suck at everything. It's just going to be a learning curve. Naming what's going on also will help us keep things in a reality check in terms of our expectations. So, for example, again, with the technology stuff, I'm not going to crush it right away. I'm not an expert. It's going to be a learning curve once again. It might stink for a little while. And I have to be a little uncomfortable with that, and that's okay because that's where growth happens, in the discomfort. So I say all that, share all that with you because maybe you're feeling some of those same things too. And I want to remind you of the seed analogy that I talked about on retreat, that how being buried and being planted often look like the same thing when they're so different. One is final and the other is hopeful and promising. So check your perspective. When you feel buried, remind yourself that we're being planted. All of us are. This feels painful. It feels like potential destruction when in fact what it is growth. Nature is literally forcing us to slow down and take space and take care of ourselves. But nature also provides a mirror for us to know how to get through this, that there is the promise of the growth that is to come. Even when the leaves are falling off the trees and the trees look bare, we know that growth is happening in the trees because a few months later, there's blossoms and the leaves return and it's green as ever. So find ways to take care of yourself in the discomfort. Every seed needs sunlight, needs soil, rich soil, needs water. So tend to the growing pains in this first time event for all of us. Take baby steps, listen to music, go outside, go on a hike, journal, write, keep some kind of routine if you can. That helps. Add some variety. Look for silver linings, or like we call them on retreat, look for the God moments. They're there. It's just a matter of changing your perspective. I am going to invite you to join me for a 4th day meeting on Thursday during our usual advising time at 2:10 through Zoom. We'll try that virtually. I will send an email to your school email account sometime tomorrow with the link. If you're not a Trinity student and you would like to participate, shoot me an email, emmerich@trinityrocks.com, and I'll send you the link as well. And we'll give that a shot and try to keep reminding each other that we're not alone in this, and keep showing up for each other so that we know and remember that God is now here, always and in all ways. So I'll see you soon. Live the fourth.